right, welcome back, everyone. This week's Picture of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Garden Center. You've been out there, haven't you, Kevin?
I have. Was out there today.
There's greenery everywhere, isn't there?
There is.
April 1st is when they plan on opening and start selling all kinds of plants and flowers and trees and shrubs. So, guys, if you want to fish a little bit more, you got to make Mama happy. That flower garden better be in A-top shape. I'm telling you. You can make it happen out there at Flowers, 4550 Eatons Creek Road. Our first picture here, this is, hey, this is our good friend and one of our pro staffers. This is Tanner Hale. Now, Tanner is on Kentucky Lake right here, and this was Tuesday, I believe. And if you'll notice, I don't know if you've really gotten a picture of this, but those are 4 bass that he's doing for practice. That is 3 different species of fish. That is 2 largemouth, 1 spot, and 1 brown fish or smallmouth. And he said Kentucky Lake's on fire for all 3 types of bass. So great job, Tanner. We appreciate it. Our next picture here, this is Brian Sevier and J.J. Hoover, and they caught all of these out there on the Cumberland River. And as you can tell, it was back in the last snow that we had, that little drizzle of snow. That's when they decided to go out there and try their hand at catching some fish. And you'll see there's some sauger there, and mainly sauger. It looks like maybe 1 walleye there, but mainly sauger. So great job on the Cumberland River. Next picture here. This is an FLW Pro. This is Casey Martin. And Casey Martin sent this picture to us. He was out on Gunnersville, and in 5 fish, now here's 4 of them. He caught a 5th one. In 5 fish, they weighed 47 pounds, 2 ounces. Wow. That's a pretty good bag for a day of fishing. He said he would caught over 100 pounds that day of fish just by myself. So great job. Good deal. Hey, you can send your pictures here to us at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on here really fast. So we appreciate it. And just wanted to say thank you for Casey Martin's doing an awesome job down there on Gunnersville. And he said it is on fire, and he said give it a couple of weeks. If those temperatures keep rising, it's going to be bedding fish. It won't be far off now. So try and make it arrangements to go down there and have yourself a blast down there. All right. We have with us tonight, we have Scott Cooper, and Scott is with the Davidson Farmers Cooperative right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Tell them what the address is.
It's 3511 Dickerson Road,
okay,
North Nashville.
It's not far, and it's right outside of downtown Nashville on Dickerson Road.
Easy to get to, right off I-65 or Briley Parkway.
Right there, and just some of the nicest people in the world that I've ever met. They're just eager to help, from the guys that are loading the trucks to the ladies back there pricing it out for you. Everybody's in there having a good time and full of knowledge. Right. You told me the other day, some of the ladies you've got in there, or one of the ladies that does the equine, she's been doing it for years.
Yeah, everybody's been there at least 3 years. So of course, we take pride in knowledge of our product. That's what we try to set ourselves apart from other businesses. We try to know our product better than anybody else.
Well, now I want to ask you something, because Kevin and I were talking, and Kevin, the other day, you and I were discussing, we put these food plots out, and then you and I do a trick, though, that lets you know, but a lot of people don't do. And I get a lot of people emailing and texting going, Hugh, I put out the food plot, I did exactly what I thought was right, but it never got much above 1.5 inches, and what am I doing wrong? And Kevin, you and I have seen that, and now what would you say to somebody?
Soil test.
Soil test, but we also did. You put the barrels of wire around.
Put out a wire cage to kind of see what the deer are using. My last food plot, one of the ones I did, when we went to look at the food plot, there was nothing in the food plot, but in the cage there was about knee-high turnip greens inside the cage, so the deer are eating that as it grows.
And I tell you what, it's amazing though how fast they can eat something down.
Absolutely.
You think it was a herd of buffalo came through there and took them out, but it's just deer.
It looks like it with the tracks too.
Yeah, yeah. And Joe and I'll never forget. We took and went to Perry County and planted about an acre and a half food plot. Pretty thing. We had the German pea and all that in there, and kale and ripe and all that, and Australian peas. That's what it was, Australian peas, and had it up. I mean, it was well over knee high. We came back 2 weeks later and we couldn't find it hardly. It was all just barely nubs, and I was like, "Oh, somebody bushhogged this thing down." But it wasn't. It was a path that you would not believe coming off of these points down there, and they just annihilated it. I think that it doesn't matter. You know there's deer there when you do that.
Right.
And one of the problems that we're having here in Tennessee is we got so many deer that they can annihilate a food plot actually in 2 nights. They could probably annihilate a good quarter acre or half acre with that many deer being around. How can a guy, though, in your experience, Scott, how can a guy make sure that gets extended?
Well, good management practices
Oh,
is
yeah.
one, and having forage that for the different seasons.
That's what I was looking for. Staging it different.
Yes, yeah, having like right now clover. That's when it's going to be kicking in, and then come June through August, you may have something else.
Some brassicas or something you could add.
Kicking in, then fall. That way you've got an attractant or a forage for
All year long.
all seasons.
Clover, probably one of the better ones to put out right now.
Right.
It's hardy. It's resilient to a lot of heat. Now, I can't stand drought.
Right.
But we hadn't had very much drought in quite a while. We usually get pretty good rain right at the last minute sometimes, but I always think clover's a good thing to start off with, and now's the time, is it not?
Now is the prime time for clover.
So how does a guy need to get his land ready? And if he's hunting a place, say he's got a 2 acre field, would you plant like half acre or 1 acre of clover and 1 acre of brassicas in June or July or August sometime so that it carries over? Or how would you stage it?
Well, first thing would be get a soil test done.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to be sure that pH level is right for whatever you decide that you want to grow. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time.
Why is that so important?
It's around Middle Tennessee. That is key to get that pH level tested. You'll waste money putting out seed, and if that soil is not right, it is not going to. It may germinate, but the root system won't get developed because it does not have the nutrients in order
Now,
to
do y'all
survive.
test the soil, or do you have to send it off?
We send it off to Waypoint Labs in Memphis.
Okay.
They've been getting us the results in 3 to 5 days. We go over the results with the customer if they want us to, and it's detailed results.
It's like taking a big pool and going and having your water sampled to make sure what chemicals you need to put in the water.
That's right.
So this is basically what it's all about farming.
Right.
Now, when you get that back, they can come talk to you.
Yes.
Because you can recommend whether to put lime on it or calcium or whatever
Right.
it may need
Right.
To get that pH right.
Right.
Phosphorus and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't like for the customer to say they use a 10-10-10.
No.
We don't want them just to go out and buy that and spread that. They may end up doing more harm than good. We want them to get it started right. That way they're going to have the best quality food plot.
They may need a little bit more urea than ammonia and all that
Or
other stuff.
They may just need lime. They may.
Yeah.
We just don't want them to do something that they don't need to do because it's getting in their pocketbook if you If
Well, nobody wants to put it all out there and invest the money that they do, and then nothing come up.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
to get it properly done, though, they need to get the soil sample first. Come down there and talk to you, or one of your people there. Let them discuss what the land needs,
Right.
what the soil needs.
Right.
How do you get a soil sample? Tell them how to do that, because people don't just scoop from the top. It's
Right. We recommend just right below the root system.
about 4 or 5 inches.
4 to 5 inches, about right. You can just bring it to us in a little cardboard box, paper bag, I always say like an 8-ounce styrofoam cup full is plenty.
That's plenty.
And then we send it off, and they get us the results. And
How much does it cost to have a pH balance?
$13.
$13.
Yes, sir.
That's minimal.
Yes, right.
And will that also tell them what the soil needs as far as fertilizer down the road?
Yes, and they make it specific. If you want to grow clover, they make it specific to clover. If you want to grow buckwheat, if you want to grow Austrian winter peas, and any time within the next year, we can go back in there and change it to, if they decide they want to grow wheat, we can go in there and change it and have the results just within a few minutes to tell them what they need for that particular forage.
Here's another important question, Scott. Do you need a soil sample every year?
I recommend it. Yes, because that soil, every rainfall we get, nitrogen, nutrients are being taken up by the rainfalls, by the plants. It's highly recommended to do it every year.
Now, would you suggest, I mean, you know, because being a farmer, used to be a farmer, we plant corn one year, soybean the next, corn one year, soybean the next. In your, when you're planting clover, can you come back and plant clover the next year in the same place?
Well, clover, of course, will put nitrogen back in the soil.
Right.
It's really good to rotate your crops if you can. It'll be more beneficial. But the clover,
and it'll make a healthier plant.
Right, right.
Okay, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take and visit our product of the week right quick, and when we do that, then we're going to go to a break, so we'll be right back with more of Southern Woods and Waters. Check out. Hey, again, we're here at the Tennessee Boat and Fishing Show over here at the fairgrounds. With me is a great, great friend of mine. This is Wes Sneed with Sneed Products. Wes, how you doing, brother?
Great,
You've had a good show, haven't you?
We've had an excellent show.
This has been a great show, ladies and gentlemen, but I tell you what makes it special is getting to see all the new stuff that they come out with. These guys spend all year long trying to get ready for these shows. Wes, you got some home runs hit over here, buddy. Tell us a little bit about them.
Both these kind of crawls right here, I've worked on those. Actually, I make the molds.
Right.
And for a product to go from design to finished product, there's lots of prototypes involved.
Right.
So these baits here are like a year in the making to get them right. But every year at the Nashville show especially, I like to have some kind of a new product that's not in the stores yet. It's not really on the market. When the customers come through, I like to be able to tell them, say, hey, this is for you guys. After here, you get them in the stores. But I like to bring something new to the table every year now.
Well, you've got these, and we got some awesome looking colors. As you can see, this is his green pumpkin. That is a great, great deal.
And then Bama Crawl.
This is his Bama Crawl, which is, see, a little bit lighter green, a little brown involved, but you turn it over, and it's that burnt orange look, which gives it that Bama look, that Bama Crawl look. But he's also got it in other colors. This is one of my favorites, I think, and that is just old black and blue. Just standard black and blue. I'm gonna flip it over there. What a great crawfish in its own right. A lot of guys use these for trailers. You can also use it for a shaky head, Texas rigged, Carolina rigged, anything like that. And then of course we got the summer crawl, which is green pumpkin on top.
Then we flip it over, and you got a lot of chartreuse in there, which really, really helps. Got to tell you, there's a lot of garlic smell I'm smelling off of this, Wes.
Yeah, some people think they stink. I think they smell good.
I think they smell good. I mean, you know, I didn't know that most fish were Italians. They love that garlic.
That's right.
So give him a call. Sneed Products. You can also check us out on check him out on our website, Southern Woods and Waters. We've got a video link, web link to his website. Check him out at Sneed Products. Full line. These are some of the best Christian guys you've ever had to deal with. I promise you, if you're not fishing with some of these, you might be out of the money. Hurry back to more Southern Woods and Waters.